In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to select text. Okay, selecting text is very important because selecting text is one of the techniques that is required in Microsoft Word, and it's a very important skill because when you are dealing with big document, or if you are creating a document, before you actually move the text around, or you delete the text, or you copy, or you paste, you have to select the text. So I think most of you may be aware of know how to select, but this tutorial is basically for very first time Microsoft Word users, and what I'm going to demonstrate is there are several ways to select the text. So this is what I'm going to explain in this video. So I have some dummy text here, and this dummy text is generated. It's one of the oldest way to generate dummy text, mainly for getting the layout of certain of the documents in Word. The function to get this this dummy text is, there are two. I'll just delete this. There are two ways to get dummy text for demonstration purposes. So if you are one of those trainers who want to use a dummy text for your class or your training sessions, or if you are just trying to learn the basic skills and see how things like what I'm trying to explain to you today, in this kind of situation where you need to generate some random text, then there are two functions that you can use. Okay, so the first function is called, the first one is equals and lorem. Okay, so lorem is the another function. The second function you can use is equals rand. Okay, so rand stands for random text. So either of them you can use to generate dummy text. So I'll do that first, and then I will show you the techniques to select the document. So we need some text to select. That's why I'm trying to generate some text. So first is the lorem, and you have a bracket for lorem function. If you enter, you get a very short text. So if you look at it, it's just one paragraph, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of these are generated in in Latin. So the reason why they have done that is not to disturb you. Okay, so if I generate some real text, then our mind will start focusing on what the text is. So because of that, they put this so that those of us who don't know Latin cannot be able to read it, but we just need the text. Okay, so that's why they put it. But if you want to increase the page paragraphs, then you can put lorem, and then in that square bracket, let me say I'm going to put 15 there, close it, and I press enter. Now you can see that it gives me a longer kind of text of 50 paragraphs. So how many paragraphs you need to work with? Dummy text you want to generate, you put it between the brackets. So that's the lorem function. And if I want to generate some English text, random text, then you use the rend function. Okay, so rend, and the same thing, I need at least 40 paragraphs. I close it and I press enter. So now you can see that it is now in English. So both the lorem and the rend, they do the same kind of like generate dummy text, but the difference is lorem is in Latin, and rend gives you some dummy text in English. Okay, so those are the two dummy text generators in Word. So that's how you generate dummy text if you are trying to conduct a training session, or you want to see how things work in Word and you want to play around with the text. Then those are the two functions to use and to generate dummy text and more. So coming back to our discussion about the purpose of the video, which is on selection. So the first thing is number one, I want to select all. Okay, if I want to select the entire text, and this selecting the entire text is a valid option, mainly if you are trying to apply a font and you want the font to be consistent across the document. Okay, in that case you need to select all. So to select all, the fastest way and the shortcut to select all is Ctrl+A. Okay, so I'll write it down here. So you press Ctrl, right, Ctrl on your keyboard. At the same time you press the letter A. Okay, so I'll do that. When you press that, then you control the all text. So if I want to select all this text here, this is about 7 pages, but if I want to select all of them, I press Ctrl A, and then I get all my text is selected. And controlling selecting all text is mainly two reasons I find useful, and that is when I want to apply font. So I can go to Home, Font, and I will select a font that I prefer, like in this case maybe Agency, or I'll just get this one to okay, so Script. Okay, and I select the font that I prefer. This one looks good, and then I can select the font size. So that's the first thing. So if you want to select a font that is consistent all through, then you press Ctrl A and you get your text, all text selected. And the second is when you want to justify. Okay, so justify is just to make sure that your document or the text is in justified, then the alignment part of it. So if you go to the paragraph, then you will see the alignments here. So you can see align left, center, right, and justified. So in most cases we need to justify this. So you justify that, and your text looks very decent and nice. So that's the first step, that is to select all. If you want to select the all text, press the Ctrl plus A. That's the shortcut to select all. All right, so the next part that you need to select is the paragraph. So if I have to select a certain paragraph, there are two ways to do it. One way is I'm going to select this paragraph. I want to delete this paragraph here, right here, this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my cursor right there, and then I'm not going to release the mouse. I'm going to press the mouse and then slowly drag it across. So you can see that I'm dragging across and then down, and then I release it. So that's the hardest way in a way, but it works. So if you want to select a certain paragraph, then put the cursor there, gently roll the mouse across without releasing the mouse, and once the paragraph is selected, you release the mouse. Then I can press the delete button and I'll get rid of that text. So I'll get the text back. Now the other option is using the down arrow key. Okay, so what to do is shift. So I put the cursor in right where I want to start the selection. I press shift and I'll just use the arrow key to move down. Okay, so if I want to select upwards, I can select up arrow key, and if I want to select down, I'm going to select down arrow key until I come to the stage where the place where I want to stop. So how am I doing this one here is I'm pressing the shift and then you use the arrow key. So I will write it here. So you press the shift, the shift key, and then you use the arrow keys. Okay, so that is either you go up, down, and sideways. Okay, so I'll just put up and down, but you can go also down and left and right. So once I put the cursor in there, and then I can press the shift, and now I can move across, and also I can move down. So that's another faster way to select your text. Okay, so I can now select it like this, and then I can either highlight the text, or if I want to make it red, text color red, or whatever format that I want to apply, I can apply. But to select it, you need to use the shift key and then combine it with the arrow keys for the directions. So if I come here, I'm going to use the shift, hold the shift, and then I'm going to press down or up or across, whichever way you want to select, then you do it. So that's shift and arrow keys is one way to select a particular paragraph. The other fastest way is, most people don't really use it, but it's very handy, is you put your cursor on the right. So you can see here, you can see this margin ruler here. So I'll just put the cursor right on the outside of the margin and it will now turn into a slanted arrow. So if I want to select this one here, I will just go there and double click. Okay, so double click, and that will select a particular paragraph. Okay, if I select just once, then it's going to select only one line. Okay, one line across. Okay, that's if I one single click. Okay, so one click and it's only selecting the one line. But if I want the whole paragraph to be selected, I'll just double click, double click, and then you can see how the paragraph will work. And also, if you look at it, triple click will select the entire document. So one click, one line, double click, paragraph, triple click, all document. Okay, so that's using the mouse. So it's a fun way, or it's another faster way to do it. So you do that. So I'll just write it here, right? So if you click on the margin side, okay, from the margin, so one click, that means only the line will be selected. Okay, if you do double click, then paragraph selection, then if you triple click, which is 3 times faster, then it's going to click, select the all text. Okay, so just remember that. So if you are selecting from the margin, then you need to think about how many clicks you can make. If I just want to make this one click, if I want to select the whole paragraph, double click, and if I want to select the whole text, triple click, and then it. So to unselect, you just click once and everything goes back to normal again. So those are the 3 ways in which you select your text. Selecting text is important because without selection, you cannot copy, you cannot cut, you cannot move text. And selection is the first process that you need to select the text that you want to work with before you apply any formatting or you move or copy and paste. So I'll quickly just select and paste a certain few documents just to finish this off. First thing you need to do is I'm going to select this paragraph here. Okay, so I'll just click two times and I'm going to make that red, and I'm going to put the back color, say red and blue background. So that's my blue text there. I'm going to double click again, and now I'm going to cut. So all the clipboard functions are there. So I got the I've selected it. So there's an option to copy and there's an option to cut. So if you hover the mouse over these 2 buttons, you'll see the tip text will say this is for cut, and the shortcut is Control X, and this one says copy and shortcut is Control C. So Control C and Control X are for cut, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut either by clicking this, or I can also get the same by just right mouse click, and I can get the copy and cut here, right here as well, which is a simpler way to get than trying to go through this font in the ribbon. But most people like to go there as well, so whichever way that is convenient to you. So for me, my preference is always the right mouse click. So I right mouse click and cut, and once I cut, I'm going to go to the place where I want to insert it. So I'll go down to this part here, and then I'm going to paste. Okay, so now when it's copied, you'll see that copy and cut are grayed out, meaning that they are no longer available. If I click here, it's the same. Copy and cut are gone because I have a copied cut text to paste, so it's now giving me the paste option. So I will now just paste it there, and it's there. Or I can even select Control V, and I'm going to paste it. Now the other thing is, if I want to move this, if I want to delete it, I can also delete it. So I select all of this, and then I can press the delete button to delete the text. Okay, so you go to the clipboard and do the cut, the copy, the paste, but you can also right mouse click and you get the same copy, cut and paste all in the same place. Also the font as well, so you can do that. Now the other very interesting feature is under the clipboard is you have this what is called a format painter. So if I select this and I make this one red, I just want to make sure that this is something that text that I have to pay attention to. And then if I want to come across, so any text that it's important for me and I want to highlight with red, okay, I'm selecting this, but I have to take the format painter, I have to click it twice, okay, two times. So double click in here, and now when you move the cursor here, you'll see that your cursor has got a paint brush attached to it. So now I go to another place where I feel I need to highlight. So now I can press here, and then I can select it, and now the red is applied. And I can also say, okay, this is something that I have to highlight as well, and etc. So that's the format painter is one nice way to apply the same format wherever in the document that you want to apply. Okay, so that's a nice feature to use. It's a toggle button, so once I'm done with it, I can just go back, select again, and then my paint brush or format brush disappears, and I'm back to my normal cursor. All right, one last point is, once I'm done and place wherever the text that I want to place it in, I go back to the clipboard and I click here, and you will see that all the formatting that you have applied is all listed here. Okay, if you cut or if you copy or you want to paste, it's all listed here, and you can go back and redo the same process again if you want to. But otherwise, the options or the actions you have taken in editing your document will all be listed here, and you can select which one you want to do it. So you can, instead of doing it again, you can just go here and click, and then like this one here, This is maybe one of the copy paste that I did. So you just have to have a look at this. We have done so many formatting, moving text, copying, etc., then all your actions are recorded in the clipboard pane here, so you can access it and see what actions you have taken. If you need to reverse one, you can do that from here. I think that's all. So 3 ways to select the documents. You can select the whole document by pressing Ctrl plus A, or you can triple click on the margin. If you want to select a certain paragraph, then you can use the mouse like this, or you can also put the cursor in there, press the shift and use the arrow keys to select which direction you want to select. And if you want to format, apply formatting, the same formatting in several parts of the document. Like here, I want to make this one highlighted, then I can copy it. I'll apply the format, double click the format painter, and then I can go and highlight which text that I want to highlight. So once I'm finished, I can toggle it back and I'm back to my normal cursor. Normal cursor position is back in place. That's the way to select the text, and I hope this video is useful, particularly if you are new to Microsoft Word. I hope these 3 selection features will be helpful as you continue to improve your skills in Word.